Let's hear it all. Let's everybody give a hand for this Mr. Senator here, hopefully. Neil Goldberg, independent senator. Hit it.
Hey. Hi. Oh, these songs were written way back in 1976 after I traveled around a lot. Didn't find the spirit of America anywhere. Tough trip. Looking for freedom and didn't find it anywhere until I returned back to the United States. That spirit of freedom. And now today, something's wrong in this nation. No matter what your political ideas are, no matter what party you think you're aligned with, everybody knows something's drastically wrong. And all these problems that we have come from one main problem, which is corruption. The lack of the spirit of selfless service in the hearts of our leaders who are busy voting for the deal instead of voting for the country and freedom. Can't stand what's happening in my country. And so I brought these songs out and I'm running for Senate because I understand America is at stake. The future of freedom is at stake. If you don't know that, you better find it out. They're stealing your country. They're taking it all. Some candidates will put their finger up and feel the wind and say whatever they have to say to get elected or to stay in office. Neil Goldberg will do whatever he has to do to save America. That's what I'm about. And I come with the spirit of selfless service to do all the good I can and look for nothing for myself, but to try to save this blessed nation called America, the gem of the world. We are not a nation among other nations. We are the United States of America, the land of the free. And when all the other nations have a constitution like ours, then we'll be a nation among other nations. When all the other nations say liberty and justice for all, and your rights are unalienable rights from God, you are born free. When every other nation says that, then America will be just another nation among nations. There's nothing like America, and it's worth saving. It's worth fighting for. It's worth dying for. Remember America and fight for the dream. Land of the free, my home, sweet liberty. Still land of the free. My country, 'tis of thee. Freedom. Don't you waste it, freedom. You can't replace it, America. Can't find another one, America. It's the only one, my freedom. No, don't you waste it, it's your freedom. And you can't replace it, America. Can't find another one. All these problems, all these issues, healthcare, it's only a symptom of the real problem. The economy, so many need jobs, they're losing their homes, only a symptom of what's really going on. And what's really going on is an agenda to break the will of the American people, an agenda to make you give up on your country, telling you your country's no good, telling you you're not a good people, inciting racism, telling you you're a racist people when you just elected the first black man, the first man of color, and the first man of color to be the Attorney General and the President. Don't fall for it. Stick to the spirit of America. Remember the creed of America. You're the most generous, good-hearted, eager to share, eager to help people in the world, the most can-do, amazing, inventive people. All our inventions, the airplane, the mass production, the automobile, all the great, wonderful things, the personal computer that we invented, it all came out of freedom. It didn't come from a bunch of weirdos pussyfooting around in the halls of Congress and the White House. It came from freedom, and freedom is always the issue. America must remain free. We must keep our independent, sovereign nation, and we must never, never allow any United Nations law or regulation or any kind of treaty with any other country supersede our Constitution, which guarantees our freedom, and the only nation that says the government has the right to be because of the will of the people. The government derives all its power, its very existence, from the people. The people don't get their right to breathe from the government. I can't stand what's happening in my country. Ask anyone who's fled the tyrant's land. Ask anyone who lives beneath the iron hand all over the world, or what they would give if they could live like you and me even for one day. I thank God I was born in America. Remember America, the land of the free. It's my home, sweet liberty. It's still the land of the free. And it's my country, 'tis of thee. Mass insanity, fantasy, vanity. Cannot be I'm the only one can see. People walking around with bags full of China, paying for the missiles they promise will find you. Mass insanity, ripe for the slaughter. The New World Order coming over the border while your sons and your daughters get hip to the hop, looking up to the smug thugs, holding their crotch, advertising their drugs. It's mass insanity everywhere I see. A nation spinning backwards and it's hard to believe. Right is wrong and wrong is right. Night is day and night, day is night. You can't stand strong when you're leaning back in bliss. You can't face evil when you're sailing the abyss. You can't find the power when you deny it exists. And you can't survive when you have a death wish. Can't stand what's happening in my country. Get strong, people. Get strong. Remember America. And fight for the dream. You're not the secret wrong some do in your name. And you're more than a government or a money game. You are that freedom flame that burns in every heart. So glad you are. You superstar, America. Remember America. It's Neil Goldberg. Goldbergforsenate.com. Goldbergforsenate.com. I'll fight for you. I'm one in a million. They cannot buy me. I'm willing to fight, but I can't do it alone. Goldbergforsenate.com. All right, I sure can. All right. I traveled down the road. I traveled down the road. I flew around the earth, just looking for the blessing that you gave me at my birth. A place where dreams can live, and a place where I can be. Oh, land of the free, sweet land of the free. America, remember America, land of the free. America, remember the real America. It's my country, 'tis of thee. You're not the secret wrong, as some do in your name. Rotten betrayers. And you're more than a government or some money game. You are that freedom flame that burns in every heart. Ah, just people like me who want to believe in America. Remember the real America, land of the free. America, remember the real America. It's our country, 'tis of thee. Remember your country. Remember your power. Rip them out of office. Remember these two corrupt parties. Remember when you watched them rifle, loot your treasury on national TV. If we don't pass this right away, the sky will fall tomorrow. Weeks later, the sky hadn't fallen, and they passed that thing, and all that money, $1 trillion, it was supposed to come back into the economy. We need to lend it back into the economy to save the economy. And that money went overseas. That money went to the big bankers. That money went to all kinds of places, but it didn't come to you, and it didn't come back into our country. Liars, deceivers. You gonna vote for them again? Here's a real candidate. Here's someone who knows what's at stake. Here's someone that knows they're trying to break the will of the American people. They're trying to get you to give up on your country. They are stealing your country. You can't send a nice guy to Congress and Senate. You can't send nice people who want to compromise and appease and get along and work things out. You got to send people that are willing to step on toes and make bitter enemies for the cause of freedom. And I am such a man. Just turn me loose on them. I'll show you things you never saw before, not since Winston Churchill and George Washington. I'm Neil Bryan Goldberg, your independent candidate, your freedom warrior for United States Senate. GoldbergForSenate.com. Thanks, folks.
Thank you, Neil. Thank you, bro. Let's just say thank you. Hopefully you will be elected as senator in California. We need someone like you. I've never heard anybody run for platform singing a song like that. The only person I think could pull that off might be Jim Morrison.
Once again, I'd like to introduce the candidate for the independent U.S. Senate candidate for the Independent Party, Neil Bryan Goldberg.
Hey, thanks. Hi. All right, so I don't know how long I get to talk.
5 minutes.
All right, so I got to talk fast. Look, if you don't know by now, there is a global agenda to merge America into a one-world government. Now, that's a nice dream, to have one world, everyone gets along, no more borders. It's wonderful. I used to write songs about it before a lot of you people were born, when I was naive. After I traveled and got kicked around by the world in a lot of different ways, I understood there is evil in the world. And to have an imposter of a president stand up and say, oh, the borders of nations need to be blurred. You know what? Get out of our White House because you're a phony Trojan horse imposter. The borders of the United States of America, the land of the free, have to be clearly defined and defended. There are marauders coming in here from all over the world that are well-trained and waiting for a signal to attack. If you don't believe that, you're a fool. You're an educated dummy. I'm not here to win people over. I'm not here to be popular or to be nice. I'm here to try to save America. They want to break your will. They want to move you into a one-world agenda, and every problem you see, everything that has you upset is only a symptom of this one big game that's going on, and that is to take down the American people, to break the will and the freedom of the American people. You're the only people in the world who really know freedom and insist on it. And it's happening, and it's got to be fought. I'm the man who cannot be bought. I'm the candidate who knows we're at war and who knows we damn well better win. I will go to Washington, and I will fight for you. I will make them crazy. I will haunt them in the halls, and I will never betray the sovereignty of the United States of America. No UN law should ever supersede our law, and we have betrayers right now making deals with the United Nations and treaties that completely ignore our Constitution. Do you want a Constitution or not? Do you want your children to be free or not? I have no real lust for the office. I care about saving America. That's why I'm coming forward. I'm willing to sacrifice the last of my good years to try to turn this country around, because someone like me is needed. Someone they can't scare, someone they can't buy, someone with an iron willpower. I'm Neil Bryan Goldberg, your independent freedom warrior candidate. I'm going to have to be right in because they needed 250,000 signatures, which no independent can get. Write in Neil Bryan Goldberg, GoldbergForSenate.com. Look me up. I'm 1 in a million. Discover me.
Thank you, Neil Bryan Goldberg, our candidate for the independent U.S. Senate
And
candidate.
you are an amazingly passionate and tenacious persona.
Can we get the band back in here for a little bit?
That is incredible.
Oh, I'm
you know,
sure,
we're going to
but
give
in
some
the
tickets
meantime,
away
we got
first.
tickets, but we need the band also, so somebody.
So
find
that
the band.
obviously Neil Goldberg has a really passionate and exuberant platform.
Strong agenda.
So those of you out there who feel that Neil Goldberg is the one for Senate, go ahead and make your voices known too. Woo, woo! I just feel so
Tuesday,
energized.
September 28th.